And you know this, man. How your eye?
Oh, it's cool.
Damn! Put your glasses back on.
The Chris Tucker we see today is quite different from the fast-talking, high-energy comedian who took the 90s by storm. For many fans, it's a bit of a head-scratcher, especially when you think about his unforgettable role in Friday. When that film hit the big screen in 1995, it quickly became a cult classic, thanks to Tucker's hilarious take on Smokey, the sidekick who could steal any scene. His on-screen energy was electric, making Smokey one of the most iconic characters in comedy history. But fast forward to 2000, and fans were in for a surprise when Next Friday dropped. Where was Chris Tucker? His absence left audiences buzzing with questions. Why didn't he reprise his role as the beloved Smokey? Speculation ran wild, with theories popping up like popcorn at a movie theater. So what's the real story behind Chris Tucker stepping away from the Friday franchise? Let's dive in and uncover the truth. But before we dive into the details of his departure, let's take a stroll down memory lane to explore Chris Tucker's rise to stardom. It all began in 1990 at the Comedy Act Theater in Atlanta, Georgia, a hotspot for up-and-coming comedians. For Tucker, this venue was more than just a stage. It was where he discovered his true calling. He still vividly remembers the electric thrill of the audience's laughter, a moment that ignited his passion for comedy. "I'm going to do this for the rest of my life because I felt that laugh coming back at me," he reflected. With his high-energy style and a flair for unpredictability, Tucker knew he needed to be in a place where he could truly thrive. So he made the bold leap to Los Angeles, ready to tackle the challenges of its competitive comedy scene. That's where his ambitions started to take flight, paving the way to the big screen and ultimately to the role that changed everything, Smokey in Friday. But why did he walk away from it? Let's unpack the reasons behind his surprising departure. Tucker dove headfirst into the world of comedy, dedicating himself to honing his craft with relentless intensity throughout the early 90s. He spent those years performing nearly every night, bouncing from one venue to another in a determined effort to perfect his act. This tireless grind, filled with rigorous practice and non-stop performances, allowed Tucker to cultivate his signature comedic style, characterized by high-energy delivery, sharp wit, and a knack for connecting with audiences in a way that felt both spontaneous and relatable. His hard work began to pay off. As he sharpened his skills, Tucker started to grab attention in the bustling Los Angeles comedy scene, where standing out was no easy feat. His dynamic energy and unpredictable humor helped him rise above the competition, gradually earning recognition within the entertainment industry. These formative years laid the groundwork for the major opportunities that would come his way, leading to his breakout role in Friday and later successes in stand-up and film. But Tucker's journey was not without its risks. He intentionally chose to skip traditional paths like college and the military, pouring all his energy into his comedic dreams. He often joked about his decision, saying, "I ain't going to the military because they get up too early." This lighthearted take reflected a deeper truth. He was determined to forge his own path, one aligned with his passion for making people laugh. It was this drive that propelled him from the comedy clubs of Atlanta to the dazzling lights of Hollywood. In 1992, Chris Tucker hit a major milestone in his comedy career with a standout appearance on HBO's Def Comedy Jam, a show celebrated for its raw and vibrant showcase of stand-up talent. This platform was crucial in launching the careers of many comedians during the early 90s, and for Tucker, it was a game-changer. His performance wasn't just another set. It marked his transition from an emerging comic to a rising star in Hollywood, setting the stage for the incredible journey that lay ahead. Tucker's set on Def Comedy Jam was nothing short of electrifying. His dynamic energy, rapid-fire delivery, and unique style captivated the audience, leaving a lasting impression on viewers and industry insiders alike. This performance didn't go unnoticed. It caught the eye of producers, opening doors to new opportunities in the entertainment industry. Tucker's ability to seize this moment showcased his readiness to take his career to the next level. By 1994, Tucker's star was shining even brighter as he made his film debut in House Party 3. The film, part of the well-loved House Party series, allowed Tucker to display his comedic chops alongside established actors like Bernie Mac and Angela Means. This connection with Mac and Means would prove fortuitous, as both later joined him in the 1995 cult classic Friday. These collaborations helped solidify a network of talent that played a crucial role in Tucker's rise in the comedy and film world, setting the stage for his future successes. Despite Chris Tucker's promising start in film, it was his role in Friday that truly became a defining moment in his career. Released in 1995, Friday was a comedy written by Ice Cube and DJ Pooh, directed by F. Gary Gray. Set in South Central Los Angeles, the film follows two friends, Craig, played by Ice Cube, and Smokey, portrayed by Chris Tucker, as they navigate a single eventful day filled with both hilarious and challenging situations. Tucker's portrayal of Smokey stole the show, bringing to life a character who was as hilarious as he was endearing. Playing Smokey was transformative for Tucker. It offered him widespread recognition and firmly established him in both the comedy and film industries. His sharp comedic timing, magnetic charisma, and distinctive voice resonated with audiences and critics alike, earning him widespread acclaim. The success of the film, combined with Tucker's standout performance, helped solidify Friday as a classic of African-American cinema and a staple of 1990s comedy. Tucker's path to the role of Smokey began in 1992 after his electrifying performance on Def Comedy Jam. Ice Cube and DJ Pooh took notice of Tucker's dynamic stage presence. Seeing potential in him for their film project, they believed Tucker could bring a unique energy to Friday, a spark that was essential for the character of Smokey. However, securing the role wasn't as straightforward as it might seem. Other notable comedians, including Chris Rock, Tommy Davidson, and even DJ Pooh himself, were also considered during the casting process. Each brought a distinctive style, making the choice a tough one for the filmmakers. In the end, Tucker's ability to embody the unpredictable yet lovable spirit of Smokey won him the role, setting him on a path to become a breakout star. Despite Chris Tucker's bumpy audition, both Faison Love and the filmmakers behind Friday saw something special in him: his incredible talent for improvisation. While Tucker's initial tryout was just okay, he had a hard time fully embracing the character of Smokey in the formal audition setting. Still, the creative team recognized a spark that went beyond the typical script reading. Love pointed out that, although the audition didn't stand out, Tucker's knack for thinking on his feet and bringing spontaneous humor to the scene was truly exceptional, a quality that would come to define his portrayal of Smokey. This improvisational skill was especially valuable during the fast-paced production of Friday, which was filmed in just 20 days. With such a tight schedule, there wasn't much room for retakes or adjustments, so the actors had to hit the ground running with strong, engaging performances. Tucker's quick thinking and creativity were perfect for this kind of environment, allowing him to add a unique flair to Smokey that brought unexpected depth and authenticity to the character. As Faison Love noted, if the production had allowed for more takes, Tucker's improvisational talent might have shone even brighter. When Friday premiered in April 1995, it marked a significant turning point in Chris Tucker's career. His portrayal of Smokey, a fast-talking, street-smart guy full of charm and mischief, immediately connected with audiences. Tucker combined his high-energy comedic style with a raw charisma that made Smokey both hilarious and relatable. His ability to deliver improvised one-liners and inject unpredictable energy into each scene helped elevate the film, turning it into a cult classic and making Smokey a fan favorite. Tucker's role as Smokey truly stole the show in Friday, playing a huge part in the film's lasting success and launching him toward Hollywood stardom. Smokey's humor and authenticity made a memorable impact, firmly establishing Tucker as a rising star in the entertainment world. Given how well the first film did, a sequel was only a matter of time. And by 2000, Next Friday hit theaters, featuring many familiar faces like Ice Cube, John Witherspoon, Tiny Lister, and DJ Pooh. But there was a glaring absence that loomed large over the sequel: Chris Tucker's Smokey. Fans who adored the chemistry between Ice Cube's Craig and Tucker's Smokey were understandably bummed by his absence in Next Friday. Smokey had become such a beloved part of the original film's charm, and his exclusion sparked plenty of chatter and speculation. In a 2017 appearance on the Drink Champs podcast, Ice Cube opened up about Tucker's decision not to return for the sequel. He compared Smokey's absence to a major sports team losing a superstar player, like Shaquille O'Neal and Kobe Bryant, going their separate ways. Cube expressed his frustration and disappointment, acknowledging that without Smokey, the magic that made Friday a hit was forever changed. Even with the initial letdown, Chris Tucker's choice not to come back was all about his desire to chase new opportunities and move past the character of Smokey. While his absence from the Friday sequels became a big what-if in the film's legacy, it also opened the door for Tucker to explore exciting new paths in his career, eventually landing him other high-profile roles in Hollywood. Chris Tucker's exit from the Friday franchise felt like losing the star player of a championship team. Smokey, his character, wasn't just a sidekick. He was a big part of the original film's heart and hilarity. Fans loved the dynamic between Tucker's witty, wild-eyed Smokey and Ice Cube's laid-back Craig, making his absence in the sequels even more noticeable. Smokey's blend of sharp humor and down-to-earth charm turned Friday into a cult classic, so when Tucker opted out of returning, it left fans wondering what could have been. But while Friday might have launched his career, it was just the opening act for Tucker's rise to Hollywood stardom. Then came 1997, and with it, a game-changing moment for Tucker, starring alongside martial arts legend Jackie Chan in the action comedy Rush Hour. It was a perfect pairing. Chan's jaw-dropping stunts and Tucker's rapid-fire humor turned out to be a match made in blockbuster heaven. The film exploded onto the scene, debuting at #1 and raking in over $33 million in its opening weekend. By the end of its run, Rush Hour had pulled in a whopping $244 million worldwide, proving that Tucker had the chops to draw massive audiences while delivering punchlines with style. It wasn't just a win at the box office, it was a launch pad that catapulted Tucker into Hollywood's A-list. With Rush Hour's success, Tucker's career and bank account got a serious boost. He signed a record-breaking 2-movie deal with New Line Cinema worth $45 million, making him Hollywood's highest-paid actor at the time. This deal didn't just show how valuable Tucker had become, it also highlighted the industry's faith in his star power. Studios recognized his knack for blending laughs with action, a signature style that made audiences come back for more. And with his unique mix of charisma, comedy, and high-energy performances, Tucker had found a formula that was hard to beat. Beyond Rush Hour, Chris Tucker spread his wings with a mix of roles that showed off his range. In Money Talks, he paired up with Charlie Sheen for a buddy comedy full of sharp banter and laughs. Then came The Fifth Element, where Tucker brought his unforgettable, quirky energy to the sci-fi world as Ruby Rhod, a performance that left a lasting impression. He continued to impress in Quentin Tarantino's Jackie Brown, adapting seamlessly to the director's unique style. These roles solidified Tucker's reputation as a versatile star, proving he could tackle anything, be it comedy, sci-fi, or drama. Yet fans kept wondering why he didn't return for the Friday sequels. While he was busy with blockbuster projects, money seemed to play a role, too. In a playful clip, Tucker joked about Ice Cube's disappointment over his absence, hinting that his paycheck for the first film didn't quite match his expectations. Though stepping away left a gap in the Friday series, it opened the door for Tucker to chase new opportunities, leading to even bigger hits. His work on Rush Hour cemented his status as a comedic powerhouse, and each project added to his impressive resume. In many ways, Tucker's journey shows the importance of making smart career moves. Stepping away from the Friday sequels may have seemed risky at first, but it gave him the chance to diversify his roles and really show off his talent. Each film he took on added to his impressive body of work, entertaining fans and securing his spot in Hollywood history. Chris Tucker's rise from performing in comedy clubs to becoming a major star highlights the power of talent, hard work, and the courage to seize opportunities when they come along. In a 2018 interview, the late John Witherspoon, beloved for playing Mr. Jones in Friday, shared some insight into why Chris Tucker chose to step away from the iconic film series. Witherspoon shed light on the behind-the-scenes reasons that led Tucker to not return as Smokey in the sequels, pointing out that money played a big part in the decision, a reality that often comes with working in Hollywood. Witherspoon explained that Tucker made a smart career move by teaming up with Jackie Chan in the action comedy Rush Hour. That choice was a game-changer for Tucker, not just in terms of visibility, but also financially. According to Witherspoon, Tucker was offered a whopping $20 million for Rush Hour. Comparing that to the more modest paycheck from Friday, Witherspoon joked, "I wouldn't go back to Friday either," emphasizing just how tempting that kind of money would be for anyone. The earnings from Rush Hour made it clear why Tucker chose that path over the Friday sequels. It wasn't just about the paycheck. It was a chance to work with a legend like Jackie Chan and to showcase his comedic chops on a bigger stage. This decision helped Tucker establish himself as a major player in Hollywood, opening doors to more opportunities. To put the original Friday film's budget in perspective, Rizwan Manji, another actor from the movie, once mentioned that most of the cast, including Tucker, earned around $5,000 for their roles. That's pretty surprising, especially given how the movie became such a cultural hit later on. But looking at the contrast between Tucker's small Friday paycheck and the massive offer from Rush Hour, it's easy to see why he moved on. For actors like Tucker, decisions often come down to balancing passion with practicality. Rush Hour wasn't just about making more money. It was a chance to take his career to the next level and reach a wider audience. In the unpredictable world of Hollywood, where opportunities can come and go quickly, it's no surprise that Tucker took the shot. Tucker's decision to pursue Rush Hour wasn't just about the money. It was driven by his ambition to take on larger, more challenging projects. Many actors share this desire, seeking roles that push their limits and allow for career growth. Following the success of Friday, Tucker saw it as a stepping stone to bigger productions and broader audiences. By choosing action comedies like Rush Hour, he aimed to establish himself as a major Hollywood star, even if it meant leaving behind the beloved character of Smokey. In an interview with The Times on the morning show, Tucker explained why he didn't return for the Friday sequels. At that point in his career, he was focused on advancing within the industry rather than maintaining past success. He noted, "When they were doing the next Fridays, I was already doing money talks," emphasizing his shift toward more ambitious projects. Tucker also sought to break free from being typecast as Smokey. While Friday was a massive hit, he didn't want to be confined to a single type of character. Instead, he aimed for a diverse career, taking on roles in films like Money Talks, Rush Hour, The Fifth Element, and The President. These projects allowed him to reach new audiences and demonstrate his versatility. Tucker's choices reflect his commitment to professional growth. He wasn't content to be remembered for just one role. He wanted a career that evolved. By taking on high-profile projects and working with stars like Jackie Chan, he positioned himself as a leading figure in Hollywood while maintaining creative freedom. This approach allowed him to transcend the expectations of his early work and build a dynamic, multifaceted career. As he moved forward, Tucker understood the importance of taking risks and embracing new opportunities. Each role expanded his range, transforming him from the lovable Smokey into a versatile actor. His journey serves as a reminder that with ambition and the willingness to take on new challenges, it's possible to redefine a career and inspire others along the way. Chris Tucker's decision to step away from the Friday franchise wasn't just a career move. It was also deeply rooted in a personal transformation that reshaped his priorities. As Tucker's career blossomed, his spiritual journey gained significance, especially as he embraced a stronger commitment to his Christian faith. This shift became a guiding force in the kind of roles he chose to pursue, including his decision to distance himself from the Friday sequels. Tucker has been candid about how his renewed faith influenced not only his professional choices, but also his approach to comedy and public life. After stepping back from the Friday franchise, he underwent a period of introspection and spiritual growth, which significantly influenced the direction of his career. This phase led him back to church, where he sought to live a life more closely aligned with his Christian values. His faith-driven perspective encouraged him to be more selective with his projects, aiming for roles that resonated with his beliefs and offered a positive message. It also prompted a shift in the way he presented himself to the public, moving away from the edgier, explicit humor that defined some of his earlier work. In a 2014 interview with Vancouver's Straight, Tucker spoke openly about how his faith had reshaped his approach to comedy. He shared that, while he never considered himself a particularly raunchy comedian, he hadn't always been conscious of the impact of his words during his younger years. Reflecting on his past, he admitted, "I was never a raunchy comic, but I didn't think about what I was saying because I was young." However, as his faith became a more central part of his life, he found himself rethinking his approach to his craft, focusing on creating material that aligned with his new values. This shift in Tucker's comedy style wasn't just about avoiding certain topics, it was about challenging himself creatively. He embraced the challenge of crafting cleaner, more thoughtful humor that still connected with audiences, even if it meant diving deeper into the process. He expressed this shift saying, "Being a Christian helps me in comedy. I have to talk about other stuff. I have to dig deeper to find something that's still funny, and now it's harder. I like the challenge." This approach allowed him to reinvent himself without losing the authenticity and energy that fans loved, making his work feel both familiar and refreshingly new. During the 2000s, Tucker's focus on his spiritual journey coincided with a notable hiatus from Hollywood. This break wasn't solely about faith, it was also driven by his dissatisfaction with the types of roles being offered and a desire to take a step back from the industry to reassess his path. It was a time of reflection, during which Tucker reevaluated not only his career, but also his financial decisions and overall priorities. This period allowed him to reconnect with his roots and prioritize his personal growth, giving him the space to realign his professional aspirations with his evolving values. Tucker's decision to step away from the Friday series came down to a mix of wanting to grow and staying true to himself. He was looking for bigger roles that pushed his career forward, but he also wanted to stay aligned with his faith. It was about moving beyond Smokey while still sticking to his new outlook on life and what he believed in. Chris Tucker's decision not to return for the Friday sequels had a huge impact on the series, and Ice Cube didn't hide his frustration over it. Cube compared Tucker's absence to a breakup of a legendary sports duo, like Shaquille O'Neal and Kobe Bryant, emphasizing how losing Smokey felt like losing a key part of a winning team. For Cube, Tucker's departure altered the chemistry and momentum that had made the original Friday such a hit. But for Tucker, the decision came at a pivotal time in his career. After the success of Friday, he was quickly climbing Hollywood's ranks. By 1997, he had reached a major milestone with the release of Rush Hour, where he starred alongside martial arts legend Jackie Chan. The action comedy was a massive hit, opening at #1 and pulling in over $33 million during its first weekend. By the time its theatrical run ended, Rush Hour had earned a staggering $244 million worldwide. The movie didn't just cement Tucker's status as a leading actor, it also highlighted his incredible on-screen chemistry with Jackie Chan, blending fast-paced action with Tucker's signature humor. The duo's dynamic made Rush Hour a favorite among audiences around the globe, and Tucker's star power continued to rise. This momentum was solidified when he signed a two-movie deal with New Line Cinema worth $45 million, making him the highest-paid actor in Hollywood at the time. It was a clear sign that studios recognized his ability to draw in audiences and create box office gold. With Rush Hour's success, Tucker's career took a new direction, focusing on high-profile projects that matched his new A-list status. While fans missed Smokey in the Friday sequels, Tucker was busy carving out a path that allowed him to showcase his range and comedic talent in blockbuster hits. His choices helped him transition from being a fan-favorite character in Friday to becoming a household name, proving that stepping away from the series was a strategic move that ultimately helped him secure his place among Hollywood's elite. Beyond the Rush Hour series, Chris Tucker kept the momentum going with memorable roles in other hits like Money Talks, where he shared the screen with Charlie Sheen, and the sci-fi epic The Fifth Element, directed by Luc Besson. He even switched things up in Quentin Tarantino's Jackie Brown, playing a character that showed off a different side of his acting chops. These varied roles, combined with his earlier successes, solidified Tucker's reputation as a versatile and bankable star in Hollywood. But even with his rising career, fans and industry folks couldn't help but wonder why Tucker didn't return to the Friday sequels. A big part of it came down to finances. In a candid online clip, Tucker joked about how Ice Cube, co-creator of Friday, was still salty about him not sticking with the series. He hinted that money was a factor, suggesting that the pay for the first film wasn't quite what he hoped for, and that played into his decision to step back from future installments. More details came out in a 2018 interview with John Witherspoon, who played Mr. Jones in Friday. Witherspoon shed some light on the behind-the-scenes story, sharing that one of the main reasons Tucker didn't come back was, indeed, financial. Tucker had opted to pursue Rush Hour, which turned out to be a game-changer, not just for his career but for his bank account, too. Witherspoon pointed out that Tucker was reportedly offered $20 million for Rush Hour, a payday that would make anyone rethink their next move. In the end, Tucker's focus on projects like Rush Hour allowed him to chase bigger paychecks and reach a wider international audience. While fans may have missed the hilarious antics of Smokey in the Friday sequels, Tucker's choices helped secure his spot as a Hollywood heavyweight, blending ambition with some savvy financial moves. John Witherspoon put it plainly, "I wouldn't go back to Friday either," recognizing that the major payday Chris Tucker got from his new ventures made a big difference. The hefty paycheck Tucker received for Rush Hour made any potential earnings from more Friday films look small in comparison. Rizwan Manji, who was also part of the Friday cast, highlighted that many actors in the original film were paid around $5,000, a far cry from what the movie's success eventually warranted. When you stack up the modest earnings from Friday against the substantial offer for Rush Hour, it's easy to see why Tucker would choose the latter. But Tucker's decision wasn't only about the money. He was eager to explore bigger, more ambitious projects. This kind of career shift is typical for actors who want to grow and try new things. After making a splash with Friday, Tucker saw the role as a stepping stone to larger opportunities. In an interview with The Times, he admitted that returning for another Friday movie felt like taking a step back. "When they were doing the next Fridays, I was already doing Money Talks," Tucker shared, making it clear that his sights were set on roles with wider appeal and greater opportunities. Beyond financial gains, Tucker was motivated by a desire to break free from typecasting. While playing Smokey in Friday put him in the spotlight, He didn't want to be pigeonholed into that character or genre. His next moves, like Money Talks, Rush Hour, The Fifth Element, and Jackie Brown, let him show off different sides of his talent. From the action comedy vibes of Rush Hour to the futuristic world of The Fifth Element, these roles helped Tucker demonstrate his range and connect with a broader audience. At its heart, Chris Tucker's journey has always been about growth, both personally and professionally. He was determined to keep evolving in his career, aiming for more than just being remembered as a comedic actor with one big hit. By diving into high-profile roles and collaborating with heavyweights like Jackie Chan and Quentin Tarantino, he solidified his status as a Hollywood star. His story is one of taking risks, making smart choices, and always pushing for the next big thing. But his decision to leave the Friday franchise wasn't just about career moves. It also stemmed from major changes in his personal life, especially his deepening commitment to Christianity. As Tucker's career took off, so did a transformation in his values and priorities. This renewed focus on faith became a key factor in his choices, including the decision to step away from the Friday sequels. In interviews, Tucker has been open about how his Christian beliefs reshaped his approach to both comedy and life. By the time he moved on from Friday, he was in a period of soul-searching and spiritual growth, which led him to rethink his career path. Drawn back to his church community, he wanted his professional choices to better reflect his faith. This meant cleaning up his act, both in his comedy and his public image, staying true to his new outlook while continuing to entertain. In a 2014 interview with Vancouver's Straight, Chris Tucker opened up about how his faith reshaped his approach to comedy. He admitted that his new beliefs pushed him to move away from the edgy, more explicit humor that marked his early stand-up days. "I was never a raunchy comic, but I didn't think about what I was saying because I was young," he shared. With his faith guiding him, he found himself being more thoughtful about his material. "Being a Christian helps me in comedy. I have to talk about other stuff. Normally, most comics talk about stuff that's easy, maybe cussing or saying something raunchy. I have to dig deeper to find something that's still funny. And now it's harder. I like the challenge." The 2000s saw Tucker stepping back from the Hollywood spotlight, taking a break that let him focus more on his personal life. This hiatus came down to a mix of factors: disappointment with the kinds of roles he was being offered, a desire to rethink his career path, and the need to get a handle on his finances. During this time, he did some soul-searching, figuring out what mattered most to him and how he wanted to shape his career moving forward. It set the stage for his eventual comeback, but this time on his own terms. Chris Tucker's choice to step back from acting in the early 2000s was significantly influenced by his frustration with the kinds of roles being offered to him. He felt that many parts were repetitive and lacked the creative challenges he craved, which led him to take a break from the industry and explore other avenues in his life. During this hiatus, personal and financial issues came to the forefront. In 2014, it became public knowledge that Tucker owed up to $14 million in income taxes, a staggering debt that had accumulated over the years, dating back to 2001. This tax liability raised major concerns and underscored the difficulties Tucker faced during his time away from Hollywood. The root of Tucker's tax troubles was linked to poor accounting and business management. His representatives clarified that the issue stemmed from mismanagement and accounting errors rather than any intent to evade taxes. Despite this, the substantial sum owed and the public nature of the tax issue put a spotlight on his financial and professional struggles. In response to these challenges, Tucker took proactive steps to address his financial obligations and work towards reestablishing his career. This included reevaluating his business practices and seeking out new opportunities that aligned with his evolving interests. The combination of personal reflection and financial necessity ultimately paved the way for Tucker to return to Hollywood with a renewed focus and a commitment to making more meaningful career choices. Chris Tucker's strategy for addressing his tax debt and reviving his career involved a return to the entertainment industry, focusing on both film and stand-up comedy. By stepping back in front of the camera and performing live, he aimed to generate the income necessary to tackle his financial challenges while simultaneously reconnecting with his audience. His comeback to stand-up comedy played a crucial role in this plan. Known for his energetic and charismatic performances, Tucker used his comedic talents to re-establish himself and create a new revenue stream. This return not only showcased his abilities, but also marked a significant moment in his career, drawing attention to his renewed presence in the entertainment scene. In addition to stand-up, Tucker sought out more varied film roles that reflected his current interests and personal growth. This included taking on projects that were different from the comedic roles he had previously been associated with, signaling his desire to reinvent himself professionally. In a 2014 interview with Sway in the Morning, Tucker addressed the possibility of returning to the Friday franchise, emphasizing that any potential comeback would need to resonate with his evolution since playing Smokey. He acknowledged that his perspective and approach to comedy had changed significantly over the years, and he felt any new iteration of Friday would have to reflect his current values and experiences. This understanding highlighted his commitment to growth and his desire to ensure that his work remains relevant and meaningful. Despite stepping away from the Friday franchise, Tucker remained active in the entertainment industry. He continued to perform stand-up shows across the country, connecting with audiences through his live performances. This return to comedy allowed him to showcase his skills in fresh and evolving ways. Moreover, Tucker announced his return to the Rush Hour franchise, confirming that he would reprise his role alongside Jackie Chan for Rush Hour 4. This decision indicated his openness to revisiting beloved projects, provided that the terms and creative direction aligned with his current career aspirations and personal growth. Tucker's journey reflects a dynamic blend of reflection, evolution, and a renewed commitment to his craft, showcasing his resilience and adaptability in the ever-changing landscape of Hollywood. We hope you enjoyed this video and found it both informative and engaging. What was your favorite part? We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below, and feel free to connect with fellow viewers. If you liked what you saw, don't forget to give us a thumbs up and subscribe for more great content like this. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.